It has been about 6 days since we saw the literal death of physical media and ownership in the gaming industry. All thanks to PlayStation deciding on July 1st they were going to be the ones to begin the entire crux of moving to an all-digital future. And baby, did it blow up in their face. Hell, it's still blowing up in their face. Since July 1st, PlayStation has not said a single thing on Twitter or any social media account whatsoever. People have been pacing, waiting patiently to make sure once PlayStation posts, they were going to be letting their feelings and their emotions being heard directly to the company that, in my opinion, is doing the biggest first step of having you own nothing and pretending to be happy. This entire thing has been an absolute disaster from its very inception. The fact that PlayStation has been running around and using fake numbers, well, not necessarily fake, but skewing the numbers in their favor to say that so many people buy digitally, while they're also including digital-only games and DLCs as part of those purchases. Even watching as PlayStation fanboys were debunking their own claims, talking about how many people buy their games physically over and over again on even their massive tentpole titles. But PlayStation didn't want to hear a single thing about that. They didn't want to know anything about what was going on, and they certainly put their head in the sand and decided to ignore everyone for almost an entire week during this insane debacle of trying to remove and destroy every aspect of what you hold dear in this space right now. But the crazier part is, it doesn't just stop there. It looks like there may have been a little bit of insider trading. Because according to Quiver Quantitative saying this, insider sale, president and CEO of Sony sells 225,000 shares. Now, if you're not sure what Quiver Quantitative actually does, they track everybody's trades. Now, if you're not sure what Quiver Quantitative does, don't worry, I'll help you out. This is a website that tracks basically every other major trade done inside of the US government or even financial institutions. They cover everything from congressional trading to government contracts to lobbying spending and even social media sentiment. So, in my guesstimation from what I've researched, they seem to be on the up and up. And I think the crazier part is, it looks like they might have actually caught Hiroki Totoki themselves. Because according to the article saying this, Hiroki Totoki, the president and CEO of Sony, sold 225,000 shares of the company on July 3rd, 2026 for an estimated cool $4,729,500. We received data on the trade from a recent SEC filing. This was a sale of approximately 56.5% of their shares of this class of stock. Following this trade, they now own 173,250 shares of this class of Sony stock. Okay, you know what? Hey, you know, Totoki, if you want to do the insider trading, buddy, you got it. You sold over half of your shares to make all that money after everybody saw you were going to go ahead and either bet that you would see a stock price decrease or an increase on that end as well, which is why it was 56.5%. You still wanted to have some form of control. And you sold all those shares the third day into the entire debacle, when all the investors said, yup, we like it. 3% increase, baby, on that stock price. Wild how this in fact works. This entire thing was planned for months, dare I say even years, of PlayStation wanting to do this and remove physical games from you so they can inflate their stock and then they can sell it on their own and become multi-millionaires, leaving you completely out to dry when all you wanted to do was to basically own a video game that you spent $80 to $100 on. $80 to $100 on a video game. Absolutely insane. But the thing is, it's not just about insider trading or insane tweets. This video is about how PlayStation is facing all the backlash that they could ever in fact want. And it started yesterday. Because according to Games Radar on Twitter saying this, it feels like PlayStation underestimated the backlash to ending physical games. The new posts have been bombarded. And baby, let me tell you, people have been waiting for PlayStation to make one simple tweet, to come out of the woodwork and actually say something in public. And if it wasn't going to be a retraction, well, they were going to be known exactly how so many people in fact feel. And literally, that's exactly what happened on this space. Watching PlayStation go ahead and pull off what every content creator does whenever they get into some kind of trouble, which is basically just go dark for a couple of days and hope everything blows over and other bad news capitalizes in that space. Haha, don't worry. I saw what you did there, PlayStation. We all did. Is exactly what they tried to pull. It turns out, though, PlayStation's up was way too big. In fact, it was so big, not even Xbox's screw-up could cover up for them. With the article from Games Radar saying this, on July 1st, Sony announced the impending end of both physical PlayStation games. And in a demonstration of just one risk of a digital-only future, the shutdown of the PS3 and PS Vita storefronts. In its first social media post since this 1-2 bombshell, PlayStation discusses its Fight Stick controller. The 10,000 Twitter replies on this post has received in 30 minutes are not about the Fight Stick controller. Increasingly, it appears that, just as PlayStation was previously bullied out of closing the PS3 and Vita stores in 2021, Sony has underestimated the scope and intensity of backlash resulting from its decision to end support for physical games. The responses to PlayStation's Fight Stick posts are exactly what you'd expect. A litany of demands for discs, interspersed with bizarre memes, riffs on PlayStation's taglines, play has limits, and greed has no limits, and so on, and the general sharpening of pitchforks. My favorite reply is probably the shot of noted anti-corporal hero Cloud of Final Fantasy VII, sizing up Sony's headquarters. The award for best quote tweet goes to Scott Wozniak. All right, you know what? It can't be that bad, right? It's been 6 days since PlayStation posted. I'm sure it's not going to be an absolute trash fire, disaster, dumpster fire that we're all seeing from Games Radar's article. Oh, it's worse. It's literally worse than what we're seeing right now. Holy Christ. We're looking at over 17 million views on this post right now about a Fight Stick, mind you. A 56,000 set of replies and only 9.5k likes. I'm going to be honest, boys, at PlayStation, I don't care how many times you guys bought your accounts and your likes, it's not going to work. The fact that anybody even liked this tweet at all really goes to show you guys are in fact outnumbered, outplayed, and even outgunned. And I'll be real about this. Posting a Fight Stick video is not going to be exactly what you want people to in fact see. Yes, here is a physical product that you definitely want to buy from us while we go ahead and remove the physical games that we're trying to sell you at the same time. Awesome. Great. Like nobody thought this was a bad idea at all whatsoever. Are you kidding me? But you know what? It doesn't end there for PlayStation. No. Let's take a look at the replies and see what's going on. With Domino's Pizza UK replying and ratioing PlayStation saying, "Did someone order digital pizza?" With Nick Tech on Twitter also replying to PlayStation, ratioing them and saying, "Sony, there's something you should address," with a picture of an elephant in the room saying, "Address me." Here's Generation Game XP saying this. They tweeted, "Get 'em!" Also ratioing PlayStation as well with 56,000 likes. And J Chip also saying, "We want to own our games." 52,000 likes as well. Also ratioing PlayStation. What an absolute show and trash fire that we're seeing right now. Clearly we're watching as a company and corporation like PlayStation is caught doing insider trading, allegedly, is also going around and doing an entire social media blackout for almost an entire week, thereby actually waiting, hoping and wishing the Xbox layoffs would be hot enough to stop PlayStation from getting any sort of pushback about the decision a week ago. Think about that for a second. PlayStation literally planned all of this. All the rumors are going around about Xbox having those layoffs, and everybody was pointing to Monday. And what happened? PlayStation waited until Tuesday, after all the layoffs went through, after all that information happened across their desk, and they thought today would be the day that they could finally post something on Twitter. Well, you guess what? Removing actual ownership of games from people is way worse than a couple of layoffs happening at Xbox when nobody even closed a studio down. You boys are not out of the woods yet, because even on your next tweet, things got even worse. Here's PlayStation talking about the PlayStation Plus monthly games for July being available today. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, For the King 2, and Crosscode. Now look, I'm sure it's not going to be that bad, right? I'm sure this post isn't going to get noted, ratioed, and also reply bombed. Oh, it did. No, it really did, and I think it's actually worse than the one we saw previously. Let's see what happened. The community note actually reads like this. Readers proposed context. Ratings are still being gathered. Digital purchases are licenses, not ownership. Sony can revoke access. This raises concerns about long-term ownership, game preservation, resale, lending, and reliance on servers/stores. The software is licensed to you, not sold. With 17,000 replies, 5.2k likes, and 1.9 million views on this post from PlayStation. And you know what I just thought about right now recently with PlayStation's first post about the fight stick? Why would they even do that in the first place? All it's going to do is remind people that Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls isn't going to be available in 132 countries because PlayStation is now re-adding the PSN requirement back onto PC gaming and even Steam. So why would you remove physical games from actual purchase in 2028 from all these people and gamers? And then turn around, wait 6 days, hope Xbox fails even more spectacularly than you did, and then turn around and post a fighting stick of a video game that you're now going to require an online registration to even play in the first place, and then say, guys, everything is good. We're all here for video games, am I right? That's how things are gonna be. Literally, are you fucking insane, PlayStation? You're gonna go from one bad piece of news into another reminder of another bad piece of news? How are you even functioning right now? Who is even running your accounts? And who thought this would be in fact good at all? And then to make matters even crazier, your next post just a few hours later is about PlayStation Plus and the PSN itself. Literally what everybody is in fact canceling right now because you guys are removing physical games from everyone's ownership in the next couple of years? Are you guys crazy? You know what? No, I don't think they're crazy. I think they're because look at this. Because according to PlayStation Lifestyle on Twitter, PlayStation Plus offers rare 50% discount to users who are quitting. With the article saying this, Sony Interactive Entertainment is offering an extremely rare 50% discount on PlayStation Plus subscriptions to select users who are canceling their membership. While this is a targeted offer, as always, a 50% discount is almost unprecedented in this console generation. Users on Reddit have reported receiving up to 50% off on 3-month PS Plus Extra subscriptions. From what we've gathered, 12-month subs are only up to 25% off, though there are reports of 33% discounts as well. The common theme here is players canceling their subscriptions and being offered a discount to rejoin. Oh, you boys are scared now, huh? First it was, well, they'll keep coming back. They'll always come back. Their entire library is with us. Where else are they gonna go? We pulled our games off of PC. We're not putting any more games on the Xbox. The only place to play our PlayStation greatness is gonna be here on our $900 PS5 Pro or our $700 PS5. They're gonna have to pay us while we jack up the prices of all our online services, remove any physical ownership from them. That way they're required to keep giving us their money. Haha, see? Foolproof plan. Oh wait, they're all quitting? Oh wait, they're all leaving? Oh wait, they're canceling? Ah, that's not good. That's not good at all. And clearly it's not good for them, because I honestly believe hitting PlayStation in the monthly active user pocketbook is exactly what they don't want to see. They bet more money on you being a recurring sub every single month than buying a video game? Why do you think they keep increasing the price of PSN every single time? And that's exactly what they're trying to avoid, which is why they are in fact incredibly terrified of the entire thing, giving you 50% discounts, hoping to keep you around and you stay a digital customer on their platform. That's why they do it. They're not doing it to be nice to you or to be kind or to say, oh, we're sorry for taking away your physical games. We're just going to give you a discount instead for your actual 3-month service. No, they want to keep you around because they know once you've already spent money, you'll feel like a sunk cost fallacy actual kind of person and keep dumping more money into PlayStation because clearly they're swimming up the creek without a paddle. But it gets worse. I kid you not. It actually gets worse. And this, if true, is where the fun really begins. Because according to Hazardor Gaming on Twitter, PlayStation killed discs without telling publishers or business partners, says executive at major AAA publisher. Despite our seemingly close working relationship with PlayStation, we weren't informed that this was happening. Now, I want to be real. I've never heard of this website before. This is the first time I've seen them. And what I've read online, they seem to be more about like an enthusiast blog rather than an actual credible journalist website. However, that doesn't mean that whenever there's smoke, there isn't fire. We saw exactly what happening with the PS app icon on everybody's phone. It turns out Rockstar may have not been very happy with the entire news of the way PlayStation handled going all digital. And it seems like that may have been the case ever since the PS app on your phones no longer looks like the Rockstar GTA 6 logo. Kind of weird when you think about it. But you know what? Let's see what actually went down in this article and find out how PlayStation screwed the entire gaming industry. With the article saying this, sources familiar with the company's plans, speaking to me on condition of anonymity, fearing retribution, have stated that PlayStation's decision was a unilateral one. Publishers weren't kept in the loop, and neither were its business partners. Sources say that the secrecy extended to keeping regional offices out of the loop as well, so much so that PlayStation's India operations, for example, were negotiating deals with local distributions and retailers to invest in and set up exclusive PlayStation brick-and-mortar stores with an eye of having 100 of these in India by 2028. While we are yet to see any public backlash from publishers, conversations with the console giant in private have been frosty. Those privy to such communications claim an attitude of condescension, with PlayStation going as far as to telling them to, quote, take it or leave it, though I won't be surprised to see the company tone down the arrogance when it inevitably breaks its nearly week-long silence on social media. I reached out to PlayStation for a comment and received none at the time of publishing this. Brother, if this is true and PlayStation didn't tell anybody as everyone was trying to go around and make deals, setting up brick and mortars or making plans for physical discs and not even telling any other publisher or developer, this is a bigger issue than we could possibly ever imagine. This goes beyond just actual ownership. This goes into direct actual market control of the literal gaming industry. PlayStation believing they are the one and only thing available for people to in fact game on. Just because they sold 90 million consoles, they feel like they are the de facto place to play video games, removing their titles from PC, or moving their games from every other platform, going around and increasing prices consistently. Yet here we are watching them do the worst possible thing you could ever imagine, doing everything else and removing actual ownership from you as a player and consumer. One of the craziest things I've ever seen any company do. This honestly feels like an Xbox move, if you ask me, because you know they love stepping on rakes. But PlayStation doing this is insane and honestly absurd, giving people take it or leave it, not telling publishers, possible and alleged insider trading, and then waiting 6 days to watch Xbox try and make a fool out of themselves, totally not do that, and actually have Asha Sharma make one of the best posts I've seen online in quite some time about video games or the industry itself, and then watch PlayStation try to use that as a shield to cover themselves from the criticism of literally destroying the entire gaming industry. actually absurd behavior across the board from this business overall, this industry, this hobby, and this company. The most ridiculous and insane behavior and massive amounts of greed that I've ever seen, period, hands down, point blank. Anybody who's still trying to defend PlayStation, look, you've got it, baby. That GOG 9000 has got to be working overtime right now. And if you're thinking about leaving that platform, my suggestion would be go where your friends are. Go where they're playing games on. Or go where you are, in fact, respected as a user and consumer. Because shit, man, I thought Nintendo was anti-consumer. PlayStation, you won it this year, baby. Hell, you probably won it this entire decade if you ask me. And personally, I think it's going to get worse before it in fact even gets close to getting better. With the AI crisis happening, the RAM crisis occurring everywhere, people being unable to in fact pay their own bills, and these massive gaming companies who know that they are the only place where people can in fact enjoy themselves after an insane soul-crushing day in the wage cage, trying to gouge you, screw you, and put you over a barrel every opportunity is insane to me. Literally, PlayStation being the most anti-consumer company I have practically ever seen. Just remember, boys, you did it to yourselves. And trying to blame the user and consumer is not going to go well at all. It doesn't matter how convenient you make it. Once you remove ownership from the person who paid that money, you're going to have a hard time. But as always, I want to know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. Do you think PlayStation is getting what they deserve? Do you think this is too much? Or have you posted your reply to PlayStation and ratioed them yet? I want to hear what you got to say and maybe even see some of your best replies to them. And speaking about what you got to say, here's the comment of the day from yesterday's video. With Asura48 saying this, whoever allowed 14 layers of management needs to be banned from every corporate entity forever. You know what, Asura? When I saw that Xbox had 14 layers of management, I realized to myself, that's why nothing ever got done at that company. But you know what I'm wishing right now? That PlayStation also had 14 layers of management so they wouldn't fuck up this bad more than anything we have ever actually witnessed. The ridiculous behavior of these corpos is honestly astounding, and I feel like it's going to keep getting worse. But as always, if you guys want to see more of this kind of content though, more PC port reviews, gaming news, Steam Deck videos, fanboy content, and even live streams, subscribe to the channel. If you want Discord access or emotes during those live streams, become a YouTube member. It's as low as $1. Look, if you don't want to spend the buck, don't even sweat it. Just come on down Saturday nights live, 8:45 p.m. Eastern, right here on the channel as I wear a banana suit and get insulted with text-to-speech. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. Saturday nights live, 8:45 p.m. Eastern, right here on this channel. Do you want even more of me though? Check out Oh No It's Alex Gaming. I put out videos there every single Monday and live stream on that channel every single day. We hang out for a little bit and then get to play some games and get you through your work day. The last video that I put out was about Mecha Chameleon and how it's basically destroying the AAA gaming industry. Definitely check it out. Really cool idea, actually. With all that being said though, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you have a great one, and I'll see you gooners next time. Peace!